I'll just dance. I'm always dancing at the station, so there you go. Please excuse my voice for tonight. It decided to leave me, so I apologize now in advance for this entire evening. I just want to welcome everybody to the annual Chamber Dinner. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate that. Our first thing on the agenda is going to be the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And while we're still standing, we are going to have a quick moment of silence of this passing of our dear friend Sally Mooney. And also, while we're still standing, can we have the invocation by Reverend Jeffrey Kistler?
Let us pray. Gracious God, as we gather tonight, we stop and thank you for the many blessings you shower upon us. Thank you for our country, the USA, for the relatively peaceful, secure, and free lives we enjoy. Thank you that we still are able to elect our own leaders and the power gets transferred peacefully. Thank you for work that is worthwhile, for ways to earn a living that are useful to others. Thank you for business persons who pursue their dreams and provide opportunities for employment. Thank you that amidst the challenges of our time, Tamaqua does not only survive, but shows signs of thriving. On this occasion, we thank you for men and women such as Fran Stahl, who care not just about themselves and their own families, but for the common good, for community virtues, for hospitality. Thank you for this food which we share tonight, for those who prepared it, for our time together. Bless it for our use and us to your love and service. Keep us mindful of the needs of others, those nearby and those far away. Amen. Amen. And I would ask, I've been asked to mention that we keep in our prayers Mr. George Wenzel, who is in the hospital following an accident. He was a previous Citizen of the Year winner and active in chamber activities. George Wenzel.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. You can sit down, and we're going to enjoy dinner. Oh, you're in trouble now. There you go. Did everybody enjoy their dinner?
Yes.
All right. Big shout out to M&I Deli. Big shout out to M&I Deli.
Yay!
They do it so right every year. We really appreciate it. Mary and Irv, thanks so much for everything. And your members, and we appreciate that too. Also, tonight, I believe somewhere in our group here is Jerry Gallagher. Jerry has the Subway. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Everybody got a ticket there for a free sandwich, which is unbelievably generous. Thank you so much for support. We'll all be in first. Very good. I'll be in tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be there.
I'll put a couple extra people on tomorrow.
Okay. Excuse me. Are we going to do the drawing?
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Oh, the drawing.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You had to buy them.
For you, for me.
We actually have two prizes.
Okay.
One is, we actually have two prizes. One is a basket of cheer that was donated by Sherry. And the other one is a gift from Kim Noel, who is the publisher of Lifestyles Over 50. Kim is going to give away an 1/8 of a page ad, which is valued at $160. So I hope everybody has your tickets. We'll do the basket of cheer first. all you, honey.
I'm sure that's all me. All right. 085825. Number 25. Oh, come on, nobody left yet. It looks like Brian's son. Those flowers that you pick up at Walmart every now and then. 085774.
What is it?
774.
Donald, very good.
I think 774.
085774.
Very good, Donald. Congratulations.
That was funny. What?
See Kim.
Okay. To endure my scratchy voice, my Brenda Nicaro, I'm trying. I don't know any other actresses that have this kind of really deep, deep voice, but just pretend. That's who I am tonight. Maybe it'll be better for you all. Okay, I just want to extend greetings to all the past, present, and future chamber members, those that have brought guests. Thank you very much. In my life, I have come to realize that there are two main drivers for success or failure, and that's passion and partnerships. In your personal life, your passions would be your hobbies, you might your friends, your family, that kind of thing that surrounds you. In government, it's your passions that you need to balance against the passions of your constituents, and then partner to get some sort of compromise goal in the end. But in business, this is your passion. We're all business owners here. So passion is what you do daily. If you can't come to work and be passionate about it, you're not really going to be that successful at it. And the ability to partner with other groups, that makes it all the better. That's what can really make the difference between a business that's okay and a business that's really okay. So on behalf of the Board of Directors, I'd like to thank all of you for partnering with the Tamaqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Your ongoing financial endorsement is vital to the ability to continue delivering our outstanding business support and programs that we provide to pursue your passions. I hope that every business owner here will take a moment to explore the benefits afforded to the members of the Tamaqua Area Chamber. The small financial investment you make in joining the Chamber will yield huge dividends in the long term. Your Chamber of Commerce is the single most powerful voice of the business community. No other organization can advocate for you like for you or your business like the Tamaqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Although we at the Chamber cannot guarantee your success, I can guarantee that in both good economy and bad economy, the Chamber of Commerce will deliver programs and forward thinking that will promote your business. Also, if you would choose to involve yourself in the numerous Chamber business events, of which we have tons, you will increase your brand name in the area. In the coming year, the Chamber will remain focused on and committed to addressing the needs and issues specific to your businesses and the overall quality of life in the Tamaqua area. A new group under the auspice of the Chamber called Tamaqua Area Women in Business, spearheaded by our Vice President Kim Noel, is formed, and they're currently forming and will promote networking at all business levels with a focus on, but not limited to, our female business members. So stay tuned for more new exciting things to come. We've got a lot in the funnel coming out. In closing, I invite you to get actively involved with the Chamber. Committees are the heart and the soul of our organization, and they represent your opportunity to employ your unique skills and abilities on everybody's behalf. If serving on a committee is not one of your things that you want to do, you need to take advantage of the many marketing opportunities that we have, the networking events that we do, the breakfasts and all that kind of thing. If you have any suggestions, we're all open ears. Please give the Chamber office a call, and we'd like to grow in your interest. We are all here for your businesses to grow and prosper. The Chamber Board of Directors and our professional staff, Linda, Thank you, Linda Yolanavich and Eileen Barron, for all your help. We are 100% passionate about partnering with you and working hard on your behalf. Thank you very much. So tonight, get closer to the mic. I'm afraid of the mic. All right. We're here tonight, actually, amongst all these things, to congratulate one of the most outstanding citizens in this community. Congratulations to Fran Stahl as our 2012 Joseph M. Plasko Citizen of the Year. I was going to kind of write a little speech about this, and I was on one of the committee members that helped choose Fran, and I don't think I could say anything more than what the numerous letters that we've got from her supporters and the people in the area that love her. So I'm just going to read a few little things out of these letters, and I think they pretty much say it all. So, Fran Stahl became the first Lady Tamaqua Lion in 2001, rising to serve as club president in 2 terms. Under her leadership, the club grew not only in members, but in public appearance by undertaking the creation of the Pappy Train Shed building project in the summer of 2006. Fran is not afraid to roll up her sleeves and get the job done. For many years, Fran has been the top calendar seller and a champion of the Tamaqua Leo Club, and especially their business with the 5th floor residents at St. Luke's Miners Memorial. Fran is also known for her work with the American Cancer Society's Chinese auction and the Zion Evangelical Lutheran Church. Most recently, Fran has received her pilot's license through her personal perseverance and hard work in studying and preparing for the test. I'm not going to say who wrote the letters, because it really doesn't matter. So one more. Fran has served in the Tamaqua area community in many capacities, 3 years, too many to count. She works tirelessly to ensure that the less fortunate of all ages are cared for in some way, from volunteering to serve food during the Salvation Army's holidays dinners to collecting eyeglasses for the Lions Sight program. As a club advisor for the Tamaqua Leo Club, she is helping to mold her next generation of volunteers from the young members. She works alongside of them when they are painting and restoring the ticket offices over the Depot Square, or singing with them with the residents of the 5th floor at St. Luke's Hospital. She helped to organize the art endowment program at St. Luke's as well. During recent flooding, Fran collected cleanup supplies from throughout the community to create flood buckets with the members of the Zion Church family. A cancer survivor herself, she can be found volunteering during many of the Carbon Tamaqua American Cancer Society events, including the Relay for Life and their annual auction. As past president of the Tamaqua Lions Club, Pam has helped to revise the community spirit of several organizations with her dedication to others, helping at annual festivals, the Lions annual chicken barbecue, and caroling at St. Luke's during the holidays. Fran was instrumental in the smooth transition of Tamaqua's annual Halloween parade to the Lions after many years of organizations by the Tamaqua Chamber. The success of this annual event can be attributed to her dedication to make it a fun community event for all ages. Fran's caring and sharing is a shining example of the true meaning of community citizenship. Everybody, let's welcome Fran Stahl.
I consider time one of the most precious things. And you're coming tonight and giving me your time, I appreciate that. I really do. I want to talk about these flowers that I'm wearing tonight. They posed rather a bit of a dilemma. When I went to church on Sunday, the culinary crew presented me with flowers, not these, and threw a big thing for me with desserts and everything. And then I received a phone call on Monday from Sally Newman, who of course is not here tonight because she passed away. And when she talked to me on Monday, she was more excited about this than I think I was. And thrilled for me. And she said, are you going to be home Wednesday afternoon because you're going to be getting a delivery? So Monday night she died, but not before she arranged for me to get flowers.
Wow.
So she may not be here in person, but she's up there. Now, about the group that's here tonight. I appreciate the Lions coming, people from my church, including our minister, Cancer Society, my family, and everybody. Thank you for coming. I wanted to share with you some of my life's experiences, some of the lessons that I've learned from life. One of them has to do with awards. I get a little nervous when the word award is mentioned, and you'll understand why in just a couple of minutes. When I was in 11th grade, I didn't have much of a shape. I wasn't one of the in crowd, wasn't popular. In fact, the popular kids probably thought of me and my friends as losers. So when the Latin teacher approached me and said, you're going to be getting the Latin award. You won't get it until you graduate, but you're getting the Latin award. Well, the next year when I did graduate, it was the Panther Valley jointure. So I didn't get to graduate in Coaldale like I wanted to with my classmates. Instead, I graduated with 3/4 of the people being strangers to me, in a strange school with strange teachers. I don't adjust to change very well, so it wasn't a happy time for me. In addition to that, guess what happened to that award? Never happened. Well, then I graduated, and then I tried to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and I always wanted to be a teacher, even when I was young. And so I thought then I should go to college. But I didn't think I had the right stuff for college. So I kind of just procrastinated a while and decided I have to do something. So I enrolled in business school a month late. And so there I am in shorthand class, and it's like Greek to me. I'm like, what is this? And I got a D in my first test. I'm not used to getting Ds. It wasn't a good time for me. I spent hours and hours. When people would have a conversation with me, I was trying to form the word in the sky of what that shorthand symbol would look like. And it was constantly on my mind, and it took me months till I finally caught up. Now, on the other hand, one of my classes was business letters, writing business letters. We had that class 3 times a week, and we'd have 3 letters to do each week, and there were probably 20 people in my class. But the teacher always had me read one of my letters. Now you might think, he was impressed. He liked your letters, and that's why he always picked on you. No, he didn't like me for some reason, and that's why he picked on me. How do I know this? Well, one day I got a paper back, graded, and it said 99%. And in parentheses it said, no one is perfect. And I thought, well, maybe I missed a comma, maybe I spelled something wrong. I looked through it. There wasn't a mark on the paper. So I raised my hand and I said, how is it that I could have nothing wrong on this paper, but you give me a 99? I was insulted. He said, nobody's perfect. He would never explain that to me. But anyway, at that time, little did I know, I was in the stenographic group. There was also an accounting group. Little did I know that someone from the accounting group, a young man, was tormenting that teacher just about every time they had a class. That would be my husband, Tim.
I did it so well.
We met in business school and got married, and now it's almost 42 years. Anyway, the shorthand teacher was retiring. I don't know where I got the nerve, because you won't believe this, but I am a shy person at heart. But when I was teaching at the age of 19, you can't be shy when students are 19 and 20 and 30 and 40. But anyway, I went up to the owner of the school and said, you know what, the shorthand teacher is retiring. I'd like to do this. Now remember, this is the same class that I got a D in my first test, that I struggled with. But that was a good lesson. One of life's lessons there was perseverance. Stick to it, and it'll come to you. I can describe learning how to fly the same way. It was impossible at times. My flight instructor is here tonight. Some of my landings were so bad and I'd bounce so much, and I'd be ashamed to look over at him. And one time I had the nerve, I looked over, and he says, survivable. Calm as can be, you know. I'm expecting to say, get out, lady, you're ruining my plane. Anyway, getting back to business school, the owner approached me then, and he said, yeah, he said, I'm going to hire you to teach shorthand. Well, I got another job besides that. My boss was a bit of a cheapskate, so if he could get a 2-for-1, he'd do it. Guess what other subject I was teaching? Letter writing. And I knew that the teacher knew the day I went into the classroom and sat down like normal, and he gave me the evil eye and he said, what makes you think you can do anything? And I thought, he told him, you're out, she's in. So, what did that lesson teach me? Sometimes you get what's coming to you. And I don't mean me, I mean him. So, I graduated from business school, and I heard some rumors that I was put in for an award. That word again. Well, I still lived at home at the time, and I was away, and I came back, and my mother said, oh, Mr. Miner from the business school called. He said, you're getting an award for being first in your class. But I talked to him and convinced him that you should only be second. Well, you know, what can I say? Call him up and say, you dummy, you talked to my mother and gave it away? That little lesson taught me, you should know in your heart your worth and not rely on any kind of an award and be satisfied. At the time I didn't know that, but didn't do me any harm. But it taught me a good lesson. Now, this same teacher that I said was cheap, he was a little bit unscrupulous. One of the things he did was, this was back during the Vietnam years when male students could be taken into the service. Well, the only time you'd see Vince would be the first of the month, if you happened to be in the office, when he stopped by to pay his tuition. You didn't see him otherwise. Well, I couldn't do much about that, but one of my students was flunking. And so I took him aside, I tutored him on my own time, gave him his final, he got a 38. I took him aside again and gave him some more extra training, a retest, he got a 39. I flunked him. My boss called me in and he said, Fran, you flunked this kid. His dad has a car dealership. We want him to come back next semester. If you flunk him, he can't come back. I said, I explained to him about the 38 and the 39. He said, you know, if you don't pass this kid, you don't come back next semester.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, then I have to go look for a job. So that's another life experience. Stick to your guns. Don't sell out. Now, as it turned out, remember, he's a cheapskate. He knew it would be hard to replace me financially, and so I did have my job. But you know how he got around it? He just changed the grade anyway. But that's his problem to deal with. Now, the good part. When my kids were young, I had a summer job working at state parks, but I missed teaching because I really loved it. And so I worked for the vocational technical school in Frankville one night a week. And one day my mother approached me and she said, why do you do that? You're greedy. And that hurt because I would have done it for free. And I thought, how can I make her understand that? And I couldn't. I think her problem was she didn't find the successes in life that I found. And I think it bothered her. And that's another lesson. Eventually I did learn to forgive her for these things. But anyway, I wanted to get the bad taste out of my mouth because of that. And I thought about it. And what I came up with was, I'll prove it to her, whether she knows it or not. Every time I got a check, I don't know, remember if it was once a month, every 2 weeks, whatever it was, but if it was a $200 check, I'd get my checkbook out and write $200 worth of charity donations. And every time I put the stamp on the envelope, I had a smile on my face, and I felt better about the whole situation. And that's how I dealt with that. Now let's talk about doctors. When I was 39, I got my first hearing aid. And the doctor said, you know, you might have no hearing in 5 years. Well, as you can see, I'm not nearly 39 anymore, and I still have lots of hearing left. 16 years ago, I was told I had a brain tumor. And for 15 years, I went for an MRI every year. And during that period of time, it was upsetting because what if it's growing? Have you ever been in an MRI? If you've got claustrophobia like me, it's not a picnic. On top of that, I'm a hard stick, so when they stick the dye into my veins, that would take 4 or 5 sticks, both arms, hands, whatever. So I hated it. I hated going. And I thought, how can I turn this around? You familiar with Red Lobster? I always scheduled my appointments around dinner time. And when we were done with that nonsense, we went over and had Red Lobster. So the lesson there is, be kind to yourself. Do something good for yourself. Take that bad taste out of your mouth, like I learned to do. Oh, by the way, I found out last year I don't have a brain tumor. Try explaining that to your friends. The few that you've told you have one, now I don't have one. The new MRIs are better, clearer. There's something in there, besides my brain, I hope. But they're saying they don't think I have one. So how do you erase 15 years of thinking about it, worrying about it? Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't worry about it after the first couple of years. What are you going to do? I was checking it, and that's about all you can do. What was the lesson there? Doctors aren't always right. Don't be afraid to question them. You're going to like this little story, and I am almost done. I also belong to the RSVP program. It's Retired Senior Volunteers. And one of the things we do is we become pen pals to junior high school students. And I had one a couple years ago, and we were writing back and forth, and some of the stuff we write about, and we don't know who we are. I mean, they use my initials, I use theirs. Until the meet and greet, you don't know what this kid looks like. And they don't know what you look like. They just know you're old, and they're young, and that's about it. So we're exchanging information. What's your favorite color? What's the name of your pets? What trips do you like to go on? And I thought I'd jazz it up a little, and I told her about random acts of kindness. I told her that I often take a trip down to Maryland on Highway 1, Route 1, which is a toll road. It's $1. Well, I usually hand the toll person a $5 bill, and I say, that's for me and the 4 cars behind me. And then I go about my business. I think it gives me a kick to do that. And so I wrote that in the letter. Oh yes, and of course I told my pen pal that I was taking flying lessons. So, here's what they do when you sit together at the meet and greet. The oldsters sit at the table, and the young kids are up front, and what the young kids are supposed to do is think of something that their pen pal told them that would single that person out so they know. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is what the kid's going to say. My pen pal is a pilot. Okay? I'm sure of it. What does she say? My pen pal believes in random acts of kindness. Now, what's the lesson there? You never know how or when you're going to impress somebody. The other lesson was something to do with humility. The big lesson that I've learned throughout all of this is it's not the cards you've been dealt. It's how you deal with those cards in life. And what's the difference between me standing up here and you all down there? Somebody just didn't nominate you. Had I not been nominated, I wouldn't be here, And the other thing is, the businesses that are out there, they make me look good. Let's not forget that. I go into Ed's sports shop, and he sees me. Instead of running and hiding in the back, he smiles and says, now, are you here for the Lions or for the ACS? And then when we figured out that, then he says, okay, now what's the dollar figure we're working with here? And then the nerve of it all, he takes whatever it is he's giving me and puts it in my car. I don't even have to carry it out. And he's not the only one that's nice to me that way. So, anyway, those are the lessons. Thank you for listening.
Very nice.
Can I have Senator Argel up here, please?
This should both be really fast. Don't walk back. You can hold it up. Did she bring the last one?
Been blind now.
Congratulations.
I'm not going to read the whole citation, and some of you have probably heard me say this before, and that, covering 6 counties from Pine Grove to Camelback Mountain, I do a lot of things where I don't know the people, and so this is really nice to be here with someone that I can genuinely speak to her community spirit. And the key, of course, phrase is that now therefore the Senate of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania heartily congratulates Frances L. Stahl upon her well-deserved recognition, offers best wishes for every future success and happiness, and then I usually add something myself like, don't stop yet, this community really needs you, okay? Now, I've been coming to these dinners since, I think Bill Moser got his, remember Bill? And that was the late 70s or the early 80s. I think I was doing it on behalf of Representative Klingeman then, but I'm going to do this one a little bit differently because, of course, I'm presenting this as your Senator David G. Argel. But do you know what the G is?
Great.
Greg. I was named after a shorthand book by my mother. So I thought that it was very, very appropriate for me to be here today. Thank you. Says we have to do one more. There we go.
Hang on. 1, 2, and again, 1, 2.
All right, there we
Stay
go.
there, Fran. Stay. Okay. May I invite Jerry Knowles, please?
Is Greg spelled 2? It's, yeah, 2 G's, G-R-E-G-G, for the shorthand, for Greg shorthand.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Jim, just remember one thing. Behind every successful woman, there's a good man. I had to say that. No, really. I want to tell you, I was always fascinated by Tim and Fran. They are 2 such good people. And, we won't talk about it too much, but my first encounter with Fran, you may not even remember, it was not a real pleasant one. Do you remember it?
I remember.
Oh. She's got a good memory. But we didn't get off to a real good start. But over the years, we have really become friends. Lorraine and I, and Fran and Tim, as well as the Stahl family, have become good friends. And when Fran comes to you and asks you to volunteer, she almost makes it sound like an order. I mean, it's like, she really tells you you're going to do it in a very nice way. And when you have Fran Stahl as a member of your organization, or when you ask Fran Stahl to get on board in doing anything, whether it's raising money or selling daffodils or working for the American Cancer Society, she puts her entire heart and soul into it. She is a real good lady, and I'll tell you, what I thought of when they said they were going to give this to Fran is, what the hell took them so long? But having said that, in all seriousness, I want to congratulate you, and I'm going to give you a house citation, and I say this all the time, the house citations are much nicer than the Senate citations. They really are. They have a nice hard cover. But anyway, Fran, congratulations to you as well as your family. and thank you for what you do for your community. She promised, I love to fly, and she promised that she was going to take me up sometime, and she just said that she would. Where's the instructor? I mean, what was the word? Survivable? Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that flight. There you go. Picture.
Yeah, okay, let me give you this stuff.
They are nice, really.
I wanted to hide that other one, I didn't want anybody to be embarrassed.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank you very much, Fran, for all you do for everybody here. We really appreciate that. I also like to recognize a lot more people, and that would be the past recipients of the Citizen of the Year Award. You all know who you are. If you care to stand up. Thank you very much, and I know many of you are still very, very active, and just because you don't get an award every year doesn't mean you're allowed to stop. So keep up the good work. Okay, so I think next is our Partners in Crime Tide. And we'd like to, I'm sorry?
Mike, do the mic.
Oh,
Who's Mike?
Mike. We're going to invite Dr. Joe up to do a nice presentation on our Partners Tide.
Thank you, Cheryl.